Alrighty, this is my review of Dungeon Crawler Carl by Matt Dinneman. Gonna try this review a little bit different. Instead of trying to read off script or bullet points, I'm just gonna do a little more freeform, flowing just off the top of my head. See how that works out. Yeah, let's get right into it. The book starts off really quickly. Aliens come to Earth, they take over everything. The only way for humanity to gain the planet back, essentially, is to take part in this intergalactic game show called Dungeon Crawler World. Essentially, the aliens, they take all the debris from the destroyed buildings and they actually make a multi-level dungeon that descends into the Earth. Humanity has to make it through all 18 floors to win humanity or win the Earth back, I guess. That's the basic premise of it. It's in a genre called, I don't know if this is the genre, but it's a type of book called LitRPG. I haven't read anything like this before. It's very, very video gamey. There's lots of mechanics and systems the characters have to follow. Different, they'll level up as they go through. They have items and gear, and it's very video gamey. It's interesting. I'm liking it so far. Again, just finished book 1, so we'll see. I do plan on continuing down to book 2, so we'll see if the RPG nature of it continues working for me. So far, it's fun. Really different. I guess there's a whole subgenre of books that are like this, where it's this character is level 5 because they killed so and such goblin or something like that. So, yeah, we'll see. Lots of different systems and mechanics. So there's as I said, leveling up. Then they have different skills, firearms and explosive ability and crafting and all these different, if you're familiar with games, all these different skills. Sorry, my cat's meowing. 1 second. Freaking little menace. Look at the camera, Kenny. Look at the camera. Where was I? Lots of different skills, abilities, armor, gear, weapons, different enchantments and effects and all sorts of different just video game attributes and stuff like that the characters have access to on all their gear and on their on their actual person. There's this cat, Donut. She's hilarious. Such a good personification of what a cat would be like if it suddenly had the ability to talk. Anytime the cat's talking in chat, it uses all caps, and it's so simple, but it's just so hilarious. Every time I read it, reading a little chat log like that, it was just funny. It was cracking me up. Yeah, lots of supporting characters that they don't go into too much detail on them. They have a guide who helps them, learn all the systems and different mechanics that are going on in the dungeon. Mordecai, he's interesting. I'm interested to learn more about what happened during his dungeon run and why he is where he is without going into too much spoilers. Interested in him. Odette, I want to learn more about. Zev and Donut, they have a little dynamic where they talk about different shows and stuff like that. It's fun. It's interesting. I just want to learn more about a lot of the characters they're introducing. They really don't go into too much detail on most of them. I guess that'd be one of my complaints. Very surface level for a lot of these characters. But again, it's book 1, so there's room for him to grow and dig deeper into all these characters. I think there's 6 out right now, so yeah, I'm behind, but I'm sure they go into a lot more detail. At a certain point, they kind of party up with this old folks home retirement community kind of situation. It was fine for a little bit, but yeah, I'm glad they kind of went their separate ways at a certain point, just like the viewers of Carl and Donut are as well. Yeah, it just got kind of boring, just having them babysit and slowly march along with 30 or 40, 80, 90-year-olds. Where they ended things with Frank and Maggie is really interesting to me. I love that sense of stress knowing they're being hunted now and I'm excited to see how that continues in the next book. I think the world building is done actually really well. Not that they go into too much detail with that in this book, but how they introduce it, you know, you're seeing it all from pretty much Carl's perspective. He doesn't know anything in the beginning, but then slowly throughout the book, they just introduce more different dynamics, more factions and stuff that are, you know, at play, you know, fighting each other in one way or another. So yeah, that was actually pretty interesting how there's like the Borant, but then, you know, they're like the head honchos, but then there's other outside factions that don't like them so much, and that's why the game was rushed to start. And there's a whole bunch of stuff going on in this. I know I'm not explaining it very well, but yeah, it was actually quite a bit deeper than I thought it was going to be, and I'm really liking that, and I'm excited to see where, you know, all that sort of goes. You know, they just really didn't bog you down with, like, I don't know, boring political machinations of aliens. So yeah, I thought it was executed pretty well. The book is way darker than I thought it was going to be. I judged the book by its cover, so I thought it was going to be kind of like a fun, campy, I don't know, read, which it was, but some of the stuff they're doing, it's like, God, it's dark. I was not expecting that. It really caught me off guard. Not in a bad way, but yeah, I just wasn't expecting it when some of the reveals and, you know, just some of the things they're doing, you're just like, whoa, that's pretty brutal. Makes you kind of hate the aliens a little bit. So yeah, it was kind of interesting. I just did the book. I started off just reading it. At a certain point, I was just reading online about some stuff, and everyone was singing the praises of the audiobook. So I did try that out for a little bit. Maybe a handful of chapters. It didn't really work for me, so I just went back to reading it. Not that it was bad. It was just felt like it was really slow. And I don't know, I just couldn't get into it. It happens sometimes with audiobooks, so, you know, no shade thrown. The guy seemed to be doing a good job, but yeah, just the audiobook just didn't work for me, so I'm sticking with the books going forward. I do plan to get to book 2 soon. That is called Carl's Doomsday Scenario. Definitely going to read that within the next few months. They're honestly pretty quick reads. You know, so maybe like 400 pages, something like that. Yeah, I quite liked it. Still not sure what star rating I'm going to give it. It's a 3.5 in my head, but I don't want to give half stars, so I have to decide if it's a 3 or a 4. I'm going to give it a 4. I'm gonna go with a 4. I like that. Room for it to grow. Room for the series to grow. You know, get that 5-star. But 3 just seems a little bit too low with, you know, how quick I went through it and how much I enjoyed it. So 4 stars for Dungeon Crawler Carl. I do plan to get to book 2 pretty soon here. Yeah, I liked it. Good enough for me to continue the series, and I'm excited to see kind of where it goes from here. If there's anything I missed in my review or that you think, you know, is worthy of discussion, drop it down in the comments. Yeah, I'll be in there talking to whoever happens to comment on there. So yeah, if you enjoyed the review, please subscribe, maybe hit that like button. Trying to grow the channel and hopefully keep doing these book reviews if I feel like it. Yeah, hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for watching. Hey, I just want to take the time to say thank you if you made it to the end of the video. Please let me know in the comments if you have any info you think might be helpful to me. Also, if you found the video interesting, please give it a like and maybe consider subscribing. I'd love to have you stick around while I try to improve the quality of my videos and attempt to grow the channel. Thank you again for watching, and I hope I see you in the next one.